I'm Sharon Betters. Thank you so much for joining us for a Daily Treasure podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. We are continuing on our journey to Christmas with the midwives of the Messiah, and the day's devotional is called Welcome, Rahab. And today's treasure is from Psalm 62, verses 1 through 2. For God alone my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall not be greatly shaken. We don't know who embraced Rahab and insisted the other women welcome her as well. But what we do know is that just as Rahab provided a safe place for the spies, someone created a safe place for Rahab the harlot. This story challenges me to ask myself if I am creating a safe place in the camp or the church for Rahab today, just as Jesus creates a safe place for me. Oh, that I will be the one who embraces the broken woman whose lifestyle is different than mine, but whose heart resonates with the same need for Jesus. Joshua 6, verse 25 feeds my imagination with the words, "And she lived in Israel to this day." The passage begs the question, what Rahabs live among the children of God today? Is there a Rahab in my life who needs to feel the safety of living among God's people? What is her story? How does God want her story to deepen my own faith? Let's dig deeper and be honest. Each woman in the church is Rahab, the harlot, hopelessly lost without Jesus. I am Rahab. You are Rahab. Surely the grace I have received compels me to open wide the doors of God's local church to welcome every Rahab who longs for forgiveness and redemption. Review today's treasure again from Psalm 18 and imagine Rahab starting her journey with God by declaring that from this moment forward, she would claim him as her protector, her shield, her safe place. No doubt God kept the promise of protecting her by placing her in the middle of the Israelite family. Perhaps your past choices generate fear of exposure, yet also a longing for a place where you can be vulnerable and honest, just as Rahab was. Don't give up on that longing. Imagine Rahab joining us on our journey to Christmas, grabbing your hand and pulling you toward her, joyfully exclaiming, "I have so much to share with you. Yahweh transformed me from Rahab the harlot into a princess in Israel. I am a daughter of the king, and you can be one too." Ask the Lord to direct you to a church, a small group, or a friend with whom you can share your story and your choice to embrace the Lord as your protector, shield, and safe place. Note the personal lessons that Rahab teaches us through her life. Let this midwife of the Messiah help turn your heart toward Jesus. And oh, Father, as we go about our day today, I pray that each of us would be sensitive to those Rahabs who are just like us. Maybe their circumstances are different. Maybe their choices have led them into places that have been painful and hurtful. Or maybe others have made choices that have been abusive and hurtful. Make us sensitive, Father. Show us who needs your touch, and may our hands be the hands that reflect your love to someone else today.
Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure podcast. You know, every day we send out this podcast, every single day of the year. Every single day of the year, we also send out an email with the devotional. And we do it because we want to help one another walk by faith by turning our hearts toward Jesus through his word. But you know, even though it's free to those who access it, it isn't free. There are production costs. And we would appreciate so much if you would help us underwrite those costs. For every gift that you give, we are going to donate a copy of Treasures in Darkness to a local funeral home. And not only will they receive a book, but they're going to receive a beautiful grief care package that they can give to those who are deeply grieving, especially over the loss of a child. So your gift is not only underwriting the Daily Treasure devotional, but it is also helping a brokenhearted parent lean into the love of Jesus. You can safely give by going to markinc.org. That's markinc.org. I am so grateful for each of you who have supported us already, and I pray that many more of you will recognize the opportunity to help others walk by faith by giving to the support of the Daily Treasure podcast and devotional. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.